What the hell is going on, Xbox and PC fans? It's your boy Josh back once again. I did a video, I think it was last week, about PS 4.5, PS4K, and how I thought if Microsoft were to respond, that they would do so in a pretty substantial manner. Phil Spencer coming out and saying basically what I was telling you guys last week, that if Microsoft were to move forward, that they would do so in a very substantial manner. Again, just kind of reaffirming the fact that if Microsoft do come out with a different SKU, not just another Xbox One with a 4K video output, which is basically what the PS 4.5 or 4K is rumored to be, with minimal upgrade to the actual gaming hardware, but Phil Spencer is saying that he wants this to be a unique and upgraded experience, a substantial upgrade for people that make the plunge. So like I say, I'm definitely picturing Microsoft pulling out their wallets on this one, and possibly going to AMD and just saying, hey, listen, we want to have the best possible steak in the steakhouse, whatever you guys can pull out and get in our machine for us. Here's the greenbacks for it, and let's make it happen. We want the most kick-ass box on the block. I really think, like I say, after what's kind of been going down the last couple of years with the Xbox One and the media, etc., I just feel like they think, or know rather, that they kind of have to prove themselves and reaffirm themselves as the graphical powerhouses in the console space, because Xbox, let's be honest guys, was born of graphical dominance over the PlayStation. When the original Xbox came out, PlayStation 2 with the Emotion Engine did not have any hardware-based shaders to speak of. It literally only could do software textures. There was no additional shading to individual pixels or surfaces, etc. So there was just very, very limited interaction with light. And when the original Xbox came out, it had the NVIDIA GPU inside of it, and I believe it had like 4 shaders. I think it had 2 vertex and 2 pixels, something very basic. Don't quote me on that. I'll try and find you guys some information on that, but Google it. And anyway, it made games like Splinter Cell, like Halo, a ton of titles that just took advantage of these shaders and looked just way not only better, but just different on the Xbox than they did on the PlayStation 2, and way better, of course. But it's just not the way it is today. With the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 even, they look very, very, very similar on most titles almost across the board. So, aside from some resolution differences, there's just not a big difference there in terms of actual technology that's in the box, and what you're going to get out of them in terms of overall rendering and overall graphics. But again, I think the 360 was superior to the PS3, at least in the first couple of years. It had a real advantage with software development being much easier on that platform. This is really the first time that Microsoft have been behind the 8-ball, so to speak, in terms of graphical prowess, between the two consoles. So, again, I do feel like Microsoft, takes a lot of licks that other companies wouldn't necessarily get those same licks from the consumers or from media, etc. I feel like they do kind of get an unfair treatment, but that's just one individual opinion. Of course, there are critics for every company, so that's to be expected, of course. But at any rate, I do feel like Microsoft will, again, definitely pull out all the stops on this one and really put a strong horse in the race, the next generation. And they can afford to do that. They have an absolutely monumental wallet. They're like Scrooge McDuck over here with the funds. So, yeah, I mean, AMD do have some really, really cool, really compelling stuff coming out. Depending on who you listen to, the process they're moving to here is going to be a Samsung fabricated 14 nanometer process, which has already been proven in their mobile chips that they've been putting out for a while here with the Xenos ARM CPUs, SoCs for mobile. It's supposed to be an absolutely killer fabrication process and just have really, really minimal heat and crazy good performance for these new chips coming out. So I absolutely cannot wait New architectures with Zen supposed to have up to 40% improvement in IPC over previous generations. Just, better power efficiency, less heat, basically. I mean, who knows, higher clock speeds possibly. I mean, but we're gonna have some really fast CPUs, and then of course Polaris on the GPU side is just supposed to be an absolute beast with, again, just much greater power efficiency, and really supposed to be enabling things like virtual reality, actually in reality for the regular consumer that only has $200-300 to spend on a GPU. It's supposed to get, VR into the mass consumer market. So I don't know what that means in terms of a number, but if it's $100 or $200, what they consider to be mass market in terms of GPU dollar amount. But certainly bring that number down from where it is now, $400 to $800, depending on going for a 390X, which I personally use, and it's certainly qualified. But all the way up to even $1,000 with a Titan card. Pretty expensive right now to get into that VR game, but certainly AMD looking to make a push this coming year in 2016 with some really sweet technology coming down the pipeline. So I'm looking forward to this, fellas. It sounds like it's going to be really awesome. Just for all consumers. Great for competition. Back in the game with Intel and AMD and Nvidia, all putting their hats in the ring and having a really good fight this holiday for consumers' dollars. So it should be awesome, guys. We're going to get some more performance across the board. Devices are going to go down in cost. Games are going to go up in quality. So I think it's a win-win-win for consumers. I think it's awesome no matter what these guys do. But I'm for it. Having new boxes every 10 years, that's pretty rough. Not just on developers, but on gamers. I mean, it's like, God, man, you just want to see something better. I mean, it's like every 5 years. I think it's a lot more reasonable. Every 4. I mean, incremental upgrades like this guys are saying. On the internet. Besides me, it's like, your phone, it's every year. Other devices are every year. TVs, maybe every couple of years, but you don't wait 10 years for technology to come back around. So I'm hoping console reap the benefits of this as well. Looking forward to some new technology coming out here pretty soon, fellas. Hope you guys are excited about it. Don't throw out your Xbox Ones just yet. Still a hell of a device. Got a lot of kick-ass games on there. And more than likely, they're all going to be back compatible because it's x86 technology going forward as well. So full compatibility with all your titles. Probably just look a hell of a lot better, and they look great on there right now. So I'm having a blast playing them. Quantum Break, looking forward to that when it comes out here real soon for the PC and the Xbox One. So hope you guys are stoked for the whole gaming deal coming down the pipeline. See you on the next one. Later.